So my association title is Victorian Representative of the 2nd 16th Battalion Association. I tend to sort of also have a couple of the members in the ACT that were Victorian but have moved up to ACT, and there's one lonely association veteran in Tasmania, so I guess I'm a face for those veterans. Being in the east, far removed from where the main executive and the key body of the veterans are over here in the west, it's important that I think we had something in the east for the veterans there to be part of, to feel part of the association, even though they're so far over the other side of Australia. And there was about 275 Victorians passed through the battalion at various times. So not through the Middle East campaign, but after the battalion came back to the mainland, then it was reinforced with many Victorians that went up the Kokoda track. Now it was further reinforced after Kokoda with all of the motor transport group from New South Wales. So I don't represent that group, but I've certainly tried to do everything I can for the association in Victoria. What I've got over there at the moment is we have 3 reunions a year in Victoria. 2 of them are in Hepburn Springs, which is in central Victoria, near Daylesford. Now, originally we had a lot of those members came, or there was a lot in northern Victoria, in central Victoria and northern Victoria. It was just a convenient place with a lot of history that we got a lot of support from the old hotel, the old Hepburn Springs Hotel. They put the colour patches on the windows and give us the use of the room for free. So every 6 months we have a reunion there. We've had around about, grown the associate membership and widows to around about 70 people in Victoria. And on any reunion in Hepburn, we probably get around 30 to 35 is about the average at those 2 reunions. The 3rd reunion we have is after the Anzac Day March in Melbourne, and we have that at the Palmerston Hotel, and that's been traditional since the Second World War to have a few drinks at the Palmerston Hotel in South Melbourne, which is just behind the War Memorial and a short walking distance. So we've kept that tradition going as well. Yeah, obviously over recent years we've unfortunately now got to the point where there's many of those Victorian members have either passed on or in nursing homes and not able to come along. Not too many of them are still up and around and able to walk, and obviously they're spread around in Victoria too. And so in Melbourne now we only have 1 veteran that walks, as of last year, only 1 that can actually still walk in the Anzac Day March. So numbers are dwindling very fast over in the east. However, I feel that we've got a good future with the strong association base, and more importantly, we've now got complete recognition of the 2nd 16th Battalion Association at the Kokoda Memorial walkway at One Tree Hill in Ferntree Gully in the eastern suburbs. And we've done that in several stages with Victorian government funding of $1.5 million. So we've opened the Learning Centre last year. Towards, I think about September 2012, we opened the Learning Centre, which has got some large plaques on what the 2nd 16th did there. Now, it represents only the 21st Brigade, which is the 2nd 14th, 2nd 16th and 2nd 27th battalions, and the Militia Battalion, the 39th, particularly for the 6-month period from, I think it was about July 1942 to January 43 on the Kokoda track and Northern Beaches. So that display there, up the One Tree Hill, there's replica plaques have been there for many years, like the plaques, the plaques actually signify the different towns up the Kokoda track. They're on the One Tree Hill Kokoda Memorial Walkway, but as I said, last year we opened this Learning Centre, which now recognises those 4 battalions critical to that 6-month period. And following the Learning Centre opening in March this year, we've opened the Memorial Wall, which has got the names of all those that were killed on the track on a beautiful memorial with 3 bronze statues sitting atop, and it's going to really define the Ferntree Gully National Park in recognition of the Kokoda campaign, but more importantly it recognises it's a place outside of Kings Park where the 2nd 16th is heavily recognised. And prior to that we had a 2nd 16th plaque put on the side of the track at the base with those other 3 battalion plaques. So the 4 plaques were there, but now they're forming part of this new memorial wall, and they've been integrated into it, and it's properly landscaped and wonderfully designed. And so we've got a wonderful place outside of Perth now where the 2nd 16th is well recognised.